Sounds
Dude,
good.
I hit a $130 jackpot tonight at Jameson's.
What?
Yeah,
Nice.
I saw that.
Then I hit another $50 one after that, so it was fun. Had good times.
Bro.
Well, welcome to the 39th episode of the Burning Nail Hawk podcast, which is also our 1 year anniversary of bringing this monstrosity back to the world.
It is.
It is
Really?
the 1 year ago this week we dropped episode 1. We recorded episode 0 like as a test that we never released. That's out there. But I'm your host, Justin Granson, and with me as always...
It's me, Chuck.
And
Dan, the microphone man.
yeah, Dan, you sound really good. You sound really good. This is the best you sounded.
Great.
Yeah.
You have no idea though how much I hate headsets. It like fucks with my my scalp, like my head. Like it'll be sore after we're done on top here. Like my scalp is so sensitive.
Can you just like kind of turn it so it goes to the back or
do it.
something?
It'll fall off because you know.
You just gotta
it's all right.
All right. Well, we only record for about an hour or so. So.
Sorry, man. That's cool.
Okay. So, I forgot to beautify with my light. I got this light, and I always forget to turn it on, and so, you know.
Oh, shit.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Now I'm beautiful.
Wow.
Okay.
That's way better.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan, we're gonna be talking Andor in a few weeks, right? And
Okay,
what's one of the things that you talked about that you really liked about Rogue One that you did that you were hoping was going to get incorporated in and blah 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 blah?
Oh, the
Remember?
stuff about like Jyn Erso and tying into the books? Is
The
that
book,
that's the piece?
exactly.
Yeah.
So you really like that book with the Rogue One novelization, right?
I thought they did a really good job, and there was a lot of content in the book that's not in the movie. Yeah.
So I just picked up a different book by the same author, Alexander Freed, who wrote the Rogue One book, has now written. He's starting a trilogy of books called The Reign of Empire. Which is, or maybe Reign of Empire is the series. It's called Mask of Fear, the first book, and the three main characters are Mon Mothma, Bail Organa, and Saw Gerrera, and it takes place right after Order 66, and so it's all the build-ups to the stuff we're gonna see within like Andor, and then I don't know how deep it's gonna go, if it's like way early or if it's gonna, by the time it comes in, it's about how the Rebel Alliance forms. So I don't know if it's like a side piece companion to all of Andor as well. But I started reading it, and it's way before Andor starts, obviously, where it's at now. But we'll see as it goes. It's pretty well written. It's really timely. There's talking about like basically what the Emperor does day one when he takes over, and he puts through and this was written obviously a couple months ago, just came out within the last month though, and like. For instance, the Emperor throws out 1 billion different things on day one of all these different mandates that he does. Shutting down certain parts of the press, doing things. It's very timely, if you see what I'm saying right now, and it's kind of scary. And but that's where I'm going right now. It starts out in Jeddah with Bail Organa, and just like him kind of in a panic about everything that's going on, and them trying to like figure out what to do next. And I'm excited to read more of it. So I thought you might be interested because I know you really talk highly of that Rogue One book. And being the same author, you know, he has, you know, all that backstory that he could build up to. Yeah,
I don't remember like how good the writing was. I just remember the content was really good. And
so far the writing's been really, really good. Like, he's a good writer.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
I'll
and that's
check
not
it
always
out.
the case with Star Wars books. Star Wars books, a little
like
suspect.
The ones leading up to the last trilogy.
Oh, I couldn't finish them.
Those books were atrocious. They were like, I'm guessing they were hoping somehow that young kids would read it, and young kids don't freaking read, so I think that was a lost cause. But those books were some of the worst books I've ever read, not just Star Wars, but any books.
I couldn't finish. Did you finish all 3 of them? I think into the second one, and I think I quit because it was like written in a weird perspective too. Like it was written like in the second person. It's just really weird.
There are so I have an Audible library of about over 200 books that I've gotten through Audible, right? There are, I think there are 2 series and then 1 individual book that I have returned, because you can return a book on Audible if you don't like it.
Within a certain amount of time.
Yes. And those 3 are 3 of them. The only other ones actually were the Witcher books were awful. Really
I have the
bad.
first one, and I'm way past the expiration of being able to take that one back.
Yeah, they were so bad. I think I chugged through like half of one, and I had bought the whole series because I had I hadn't bought a book, because I tend to get really long books on Audible, and it takes me a while. So usually, the one I'm reading right now is 69 hours long, something like that. So it'll take me 4 months to finish it. So I returned all of the Witcher ones. Yeah.
I switched it up and I started doing like shorter books. Like I was going through like the Vonnegut library and just picking those off because they're quick and they're so rich and worth it anyway. You could re-listen to them. Like I could listen to it like multiple times because I forget stuff. I'm like, I have actually listened to books again going, I don't remember listening to this at all, and like listening to it again like a few years later, like holy cow. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, I know what's gonna happen now. And then it'll like 6 chapters in, it'll start clicking with me. Yeah, stuff like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my old ass brain.
Yeah, so I think I have like 3 credits, so maybe after I'm done with this one, I got 54 hours left on the current book. So
I actually bought the hardcover of it. I didn't buy the Audible. I might get the Audible of it too, and listen to it and read along with it at the same time. I always kind of wanted to do that, and I have so many credits, I got to start using them. But so Reign of the Empire. Cool. And happy anniversary, guys. I think we already talked about that. I don't have anything special planned.
Where's the cake?
Don't have a cake. Cake's a lie. So it's just funny because I think when first time we did this, we recorded, I think, a little over 2 years. So, I mean, and we did about 100 episodes. I think we ended right over 100, right? Somewhere right there?
110, I think.
110, is that what we got that far? Yeah, so we're at 39 right now. So we're a little bit more lax in our well, maybe not. Yeah, probably a little bit. If we miss a week, we miss a week. Yeah. It's not like anybody pays for it, so we don't, but I don't feel that if we can't do it, we can't do it, but I think we've done really well. I think we've gotten tighter. I think there's some production value things I'd like to improve on, but
absolutely.
That's down the road if we keep doing this. I mean, it's been fun. It's been fun. I've enjoyed it. This is something I look forward to every week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so do we just want to go and get into Daredevil?
Sure.
Yeah. Did you guys watch any Severance? Any of season? I
watched so here I'll run down.
Oh, okay. Let's do Severance. Let's do Severance first. Let's do Severance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I did watch. I finished Dune Prophecy.
Oh yeah, talk about that real quick.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, really good. I was a little disappointed in how it ended because I felt like it would have been best as a standalone miniseries, just one season of it.
No, they got more coming.
Yeah, so I thought, well, and I think there's so much Herbert material for Dune that it would have been better if they just ended it and then jump to like another story, or jump the timeline way
like
down.
another spot in the timeline instead of. You know what the thing is, though? I like where you're going with that too, but the acting in it is so good. Like you've got some top tier acting in this show, and might as well hang on to them for another season, get more out of them because they're really good.
Right. I just wish they had ended that story, right?
Yeah.
They needed one more episode and they could have wrapped it up.
Probably.
I don't think, and then they could have gone to the next chapter with the same people, rather than leaving like the little bit of cliffhanger that they ended it on. Right?
I don't know. Like, what would be like a satisfying ending to the series? Would it be like the true formation of the Bene Gesserit then really takes control? Is that what you're thinking?
I think they could have finished up the storyline with Desmond Hart and how he was created, finished that.
Okay.
And then they could have left the cliffhanger be going into the Bene Gesserit and the spreading of the prophecy on Arrakis and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I'm glad you watched it. I was actually kind of surprised because you just all of a sudden out of nowhere brought that up this week. Because
So
you
said you finished it like a week or two ago, and
I finished it like months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
so
been a
I was
while.
like I was sitting in the car at work, and it was I was gonna go for a walk at work, and it ended up being like Tuesday or Wednesday or wherever when it was like got cold again, and I forgot my jacket. So I'm like, so I'm not walking. It's too cold. So I'm like, I got the Tesla. Don't hate on me. I hate Elon Musk. I pulled it up on, Max is not in theater mode, but it plays perfectly on the display there. So I watched one of the episodes and kind of went from there. And then I was like, I got home and I just like binged it over 2 nights.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I thought it was really good. Like it got better as it went. Like I was like, so it took like 2 or 3 episodes to hook me. And then I was like, then I just binged at that point.
Yeah. You know what it reminded me of? And probably because there's a few actors that are from another series in there. And it just really, really reminded me of the first couple seasons of Game of Thrones. And I wouldn't be shocked, like if some of like the showrunners or the writers are probably overlapped.
There's got to be a connection there. Yeah, I thought the same thing
for sure.
Yeah, in just the style it's shot, the cinematography, very, very similar. And I would like to see, obviously they've got enough material for season 2. It's greenlit. I don't know if they've already started. I think it comes out next year, end of next year. And I would say that, you kind of like got this Harkonnen twist to it. I know, Chuck, you didn't watch it yet, right?
No, I've like zero knowledge of Dune.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can say whatever you want. It's not going to matter because if you don't know anything about Dune, you can't spoil Dune. It's impossible. Yeah. You just have to experience it.
Yeah.
So the Harkonnen, the Harkonnen twist is different. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had a while ago I had gone and like looked up to see the backstory behind it, and so it kind of talked about the series and where it comes from within the storyline and everything, and it is really just like an opportunist person who you still don't know at the end of this series, is she still chasing the Harkonnen vendetta against the Atreides, or is she truly buying into her own message and prophecies in what the previous sisters had kind of founded everything on, finding that perfect person? And I don't think she has bought into that yet, and I think that comes with the Bene Gesserit, right?
Sure.
So anyways,
sure. Yeah. No. Because like they've got like the, they're all drawing the sandworm. They're all drawn. So it's like all leading up to that. The true, being that gets created, which obviously becomes
the ultimate
Paul.
being, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot there. I mean, I love like how deep the Arrakis Harkonnen fight is, like with the other sister when she's younger, infiltrates, gets that guy to fall in love with her, and then she slaughters the entire family overnight. Like everybody in the camp is killed, and it's just like, dang, it's some good stuff.
Yeah, and it's like for me right now, especially the way that it ended, where it's like she brings an Atreides and this princess to Arrakis, and so you have the Emperor's bloodline, the Atreides, and the Harkonnen, who's like this triangle of the main story 10,000 years later. And I don't think she's a true believer yet, right? In everything that's going to happen. She's just, she was had an opportunity to continue her vendetta, executed it, and now she's like, oh, somebody just derailed my plan to stay on top of power. So, hey, we're going to take a side trip to Arrakis now and see what we can do there. So anyways, I thought it was cool. I thought the ending was anticlimactic. I'm pissed. I've got to wait a year and a half to see how it unfolds.
Yeah.
All right, now let's go to Severance.
So Chuck, how much Severance have you watched?
Almost all of season 2.
Oh,
you're way ahead.
Yeah, I've only done 2 episodes of season 2.
Yeah,
just 1.
And you've done 1. Okay. Oh man.
So a lot of things.
Wait, can we back up, Chuck? Just frame a reference. Like, did you just start watching Severance recently, or forgot? Did you watch Severance before?
Yes,
so you're like you've just kind of barreled all in to Severance this last week,
which is nice because then I didn't have to wait for second season.
Oh my god, yeah, because it was like a 17-year wait.
Years.
So let's just talk about season 1 right now then, and like
absolutely.
Let's just go into season 1. Dan, you just watched season 1, so it's also fresh in your mind, right?
Yep. Yeah, okay. I finished that after my surgery. Yep.
Yeah. So to me, like, never had a series like had such a like slow and increasing rise in suspense and tension as it went all the way into the finale, as that first season did. You know, it was one of those things where it's just like, I think we watched this episode and we just like, yeah, I'll come back. I know this is really good, but I don't want to watch it right now. And then it literally was like 6 months later, I went back and watched the whole season. Mm-hmm. You know, so just, I don't know, guys, give me your thoughts.
All right.
I can't believe Ben Stiller directed most of this. You know,
there were parts of it that felt very Ben Stiller.
Oh yeah, I mean, this has got Cable Guy written all over it in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
I mean,
there's a lot of satire in it. There's a lot of his deeper, you know, in is as much as I wanted to like the Life of Walter Mitty, there's a lot of that feel there too. It just, he's finally kind of figuring out.
Favorite movies, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's also a Ben Stiller directed movie.
I'll have to watch it. Yeah,
I really wanted to like that movie.
We'll dig into that.
Yeah, it's
another episode.
Okay.
Yeah, 30,000 foot level. 30,000 foot level. So why did they develop this technology? And I've done some research, and it seems like they developed the technology because they wanted security.
Wait, are you going to spoil something?
Don't talk about anything that's happened in season 2. Okay.
No.
Because we still don't know in the show why, at this point, why this has been done.
No. This is all like internet stuff, right?
Theorizing.
Theorizing. But the theory is that they wanted to have security, like at Lumen. So they created it so that the only people who would know about what they do there would be the ones that only exist when they're there.
It seems like that, right?
Right, but then why would they make it so mysterious? Why wouldn't they just have it like out in the open? Like if they were killing babies or whatever, why wouldn't they just be there killing babies? Like, you know, it seems like there's more going on there.
To me, I'll go back to season 1 and the lady who is like the person who invented the technology, right? And when Mark meets her at his old like college, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they meet. He's like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, you know, innies can come out," right? And he's like, "No, you can't. That's impossible." And she's like, "Yes, it is because I made it." And I think the intention probably was to be able to turn it on and off anytime you wanted, to have that separation, to be able to talk about sensitive things. And obviously, from the finale of season 1, there's this desire to have it outside of Lumen, right? We see it with the senator or congressman's wife. She doesn't want to remember childbirth because it's too hard, right? So she's severed for when she's having her kids. Yeah, which is like crazy.
That is absolutely insane. Yeah,
they want to mass market it, right? So they want to probably control the population, be able to turn them on or off anytime they want, would be my guess. And we know this is some sort of dystopian society because of, I forget what there's this like, you know, the founder of Lumen seems to be like some quasi-religious cult leader, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
So that's my 30,000 foot view of it. Is it's all a beta test for rolling this out, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna find out like they're doing this to babies or something, like implanting the chip in babies or something along those lines. That's my guess.
Maybe.
Yeah. So, all right.
So I went back and watched the last episode of season 1 to like get a foundation going into season 2. And then of course season 2 immediately almost resets you.
Time jumps you, man.
So you get that first episode. I won't say much about episode 2 except I liked it a lot more than this episode 1, and I really liked episode 1. So it's back. And I don't know. We talked about like the Ben Stiller humor. Like there are like certain bits, like rewatching that last episode of season 1. We've got the place where they're doing the book reading and like that whole entire pretentious group that's there, and just like the weirdness of some of the characters. And then when the baby is like thought to be kidnapped, but just left in the room. Yeah, exactly. It's like I laughed so hard during that part. It's me who found the baby. I found the baby.
Dude,
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
you know
I know exactly what you're talking about. So,
like that over the top, like pretentious me. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that whole scene, like the author, I guess that would be his brother-in-law. Marcel.
Yeah.
Like I can't stand him. I'm like, I just want this guy. Like you ever have characters on a show, you're just like, I just hope he dies. Like
that's most people. That's most people with Foggy and Daredevil.
Yeah, no. So anyway, what I really thought was hilarious was how he writes this book that's absolute garbage, but then to the innies, it's like the greatest thing they've ever seen.
Exactly.
They don't have any other books to compare it to.
Yeah. Well, then the lady's like talking about the scabs on her head and like.
So I will say the only humor that really made me chuckle so far is Dylan's belt.
Oh, Darren.
No, it's
Dylan.
Dylan.
Is it Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay, Dylan.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Dylan.
Dylan's my favorite character in the show.
His belt, right? I mean, there's been some other humor that I kind of chuckled, but this one I thought was kind of funny. The running gag about how Mr. Milkshake owes him a new belt because he cut his belt in half with his knife in the finale, right?
Yep.
I thought that was kind of funny.
But I mean, it's not intended to be like laugh out loud, haha humor.
No.
It is subtle things like I found the baby. It's me. Yeah. The humor is very dark and it's very, I would say, layered in it. It's not slapstick. It's not anything like that. But I find the show funny.
Yeah, the replacements were kind of funny too in episode 1. Like, your dummies just stand there, they don't move or anything, like the Lumen founders like statues, like, oh, we have animatronics and they go like this.
Hey, can I just
and the other guys like, oh yeah, and we had all these brooms. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about the brooms? Right? He just keeps talking about the brooms are everywhere.
I like that girl's Maybe. She plays Maybe from Arrested Development.
I wanted her to be a regular.
Yeah.
I was bummed she was only there for that one.
She was in episode 2.
Was she? Yeah. I hope she shows up more because she's awesome. Anyway, yeah. But so anyway, back to season 1. The what the hell's up with the waffle party? The waffle party scene is crazy. So clearly those 4 people are the 4 evils, right, or whatever he calls them. They represent the 4 evils. And I was wondering the goat head guy, the guy that is the goat head, because now the whole thing kind of reminds me of the labyrinth, like the Greek mythology, the labyrinth with the so
Cerberus in there and
right, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh shit, this is all not necessarily pulled directly from that, but it's like totally giving me that vibe.
Is Adam Scott looking that bad in real life right now, or are they just like, should they win awards for makeup? Because He looks terrible in this show, and I love it. I mean, he should look,
I think he's got prosthetics on. I think his chin is a prosthetic.
It's just his cheeks are just like puffy, and his. Yep. I mean, obviously the makeup on his eyes to like darken it up. I mean, to me, it's just like they made Hilly look too good. Like she should be a little frumpier too. Like I think frumped out a little bit would be like more in line.
If you consider who she is, then you're like, well, they did. I thought they did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I guess she would take care of herself quite a bit before going in. It makes sense. Yeah.
Oh my God, she is totally what's her name from Harry Potter. The pink lady that's like the headmistress and everything. Shit.
Man, I don't know Harry Potter that well.
Oh, there's like the one like she's like MGT, right? MTG from Gaugus, right? Shoot, what is her name? But
you're talking about Hilly.
Dolores. Oh shit, what is her name?
She's the worst though.
Yeah. Dolores Umbridge. Yeah, wait, maybe I miss. Who are we talking about right now?
We're talking about Heliar.
The redhead.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about.
Are you talking about Patricia Arquette's character?
Yes.
Okay.
By the way,
okay, that makes more sense when you're talking about Patricia Arquette's fantastic. Yeah. Like
so
her like breaks when she goes insane and starts screaming. Yeah, she's terrifying.
Yeah. So totally Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter, right?
She had that whole like was it like a
that little altar shrine? Yeah.
Little shrine set up. I was like, oh shit. Yeah. It was so weird. It gets better too, you guys.
Well, no, episode two, like picks her right up right there, and I love it. Might have to watch some more later on tonight. How many episodes have released so far?
I think 8.
Is that all there are? Because I think there were 9 last season.
There's at least one more coming.
Oh, okay. So it's not over yet. Okay.
No, it wasn't over.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good. All right.
But it gets so.
There are 10
it gets so good,
in season 2.
Okay.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
So next week is the finale.
Okay, cool. Oh, you guys, next week I won't be here. Going to Texas.
Texas?
Okay.
What are you doing in Texas? What's going on?
Monday. Just buying a truck.
This is the truck. Didn't you hear the truck story?
Do I want to hear the truck story?
Yeah, we're buying a truck. We're driving it back.
Are you going to film it while you're doing it?
No.
You can this is good content for this. I mean, that gets some hits, man. What kind of truck are you getting?
It's a 2003 Suburban. My dad's buying it. I'm not buying it.
So are you and your dad? Are you and your dad going to fly down there, get the truck, and then drive it back, or how's this going to work?
My dad, myself, my mom, and my wife, because we're gonna just like make it a vacation kind of thing. So
last American road trip here coming up.
That would be a horrible name for it because I hope it's not the last. But whatever.
Where in Texas is it?
We're going to Amarillo, so it's the most boring part of Texas you can go to.
So where does that fly into? Is that like by what's the nearest big city?
I think we fly directly to Amarillo. Like there's like a big airport.
Yeah.
It's probably a commuter flight or something. It's probably a really small plane.
With chickens?
Yeah, chickens. A lot of chickens on the plane.
And no more parachutes.
A lot of people going, y'all.
And then like, can you fly it? Fly, yes. Land, no. Anyway, all right. So Severance is pretty good. Going to buy trucks is good.
Awesome. Highly recommend it.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
It's one of the best things going in all of entertainment. Just like, okay, so right before this, I'm wrecked by that last episode. By the way, of Invincible. Tell your son. It almost wrecked me. It kind of pulled me back at the end though. So next week, if you're not here, maybe we bring Braden on.
We'll see.
If he's not too busy with homework and life.
A baseball game maybe next Thursday.
Oh, yeah. So I don't know. Anyway, so his son and his baseball team are really, really big into Invincible, which is the show I was telling you guys about a couple weeks ago. Season finale dropped today. I watched it, literally finished it as Dan hopped on.
Yeah. That's why you talk about it.
Oh, God. That was the most it's probably the single most violent thing I've ever watched in my entire life.
No.
And I've seen a lot of violent animation, but this is like, imagine like the two most powerful people, not only on the planet but in the universe. Like, imagine like two Supermen that are even stronger than Superman fighting each other and beating each other like into pulps, and like the bad guy just grabs the good guy and flies as fast as he can to a crowd of people, and just like, he's flying so fast, he's just ripping through like families and blood and guts everywhere. Like, just buildings toppling, like just all over on top of people, death everywhere. Just, if two of the strongest people actually fought, it's kind of the end of Man of Steel. Like, one of the biggest complaints in Man of Steel was that Superman doesn't do anything to stop like all the destruction in Metropolis, and all these people are dying. Where typically Superman, his entire fight, he'd be saving people. And this is like that, except like ramped up to like X-rated levels of violence. Like, holy cow. Unreal. Like, and emotional too, because these characters that you've invested in are trying to help. It's just getting bludgeoned. They killed off one of the best characters in the show, like the episode before. Like, unreal. It's unreal. Like, it's gut wrenching, the show, and I can't get enough. And I'm so mad. So like, I have to wait now for another, like, I don't know, year until the next one's come out. So yeah, Braden wants to get on. I would gladly have somebody to talk to about that show.
All right, I'll ask him if he wants to do a segment.
Yeah. I would be willing. So yeah, you guys watched episode. Chuck, are you all caught up?
Yes, sir.
Oh, very awesome. So again, though, you never watched any of the Netflix stuff.
No, but can I say this?
Yeah.
Dick Wolf can quit his job, because this was some of the best jury trial stuff that I've seen in a long time. Like, I was actually glued to my seat. It
was good. It really was good.
Oh,
yeah.
For
an episode that had zero action compared to the first two episodes, like, well, a little touch at the end that we're going to talk a lot about, but great courtroom scene. Great courtroom.
And to be honest, when it was over, I was like, they might find him guilty. Like, I thought both lawyers did an excellent job of pleading their case.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was really good.
Yeah. So my take on the episode, right, is with it being White Panther that he's defending.
White Tiger.
Essentially, White Tiger. Sorry, he's essentially defending himself. Right. Yes. He's putting himself on trial to see if he has validation up against the police force, looking on, up against, a judge who's conflicted with the tactics he's using, and watching White Tiger and his family look at each other going back and forth, and really kind of seeing how it would play out with his friends, and that may or may not know that he's Daredevil within a court of law. And I think he's kind of trying to make the case for, hey, it's okay to be you, and if would he have the strength to continue doing what he does as Daredevil without the powers that he has, and still step in and do the right thing like he did. So that was my take on it, and it was just a brutal ending.
Yeah, you were dead on. And I caught that bit at the end of the second episode where he does go by the church and he's listening in. I mean, that's him feeling. I mean, he's still slowly working his way, because then in episode 3 he does sit in a church, but he doesn't gone into confession. I mean, a lot of times Daredevil's going into confession. There's a lot of that. He's not to that point yet, so it's like he's slowly bringing himself back to forgive himself and feel that he's worthy of these things. I hear next week we have a lot of Daredevil action going on, though, so I'm kind of getting excited about that.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
I imagine Punisher's going to make an entrance soon, because we keep seeing the Punisher symbol on these cops all over the place.
Yeah, well, what do you see on cops all over America a lot of times, or people that want to be cops?
Well, I think Matt's going to be chasing that down, because it did not go unnoticed by Daredevil that they're wearing his tattoos, so I think that's going to draw them in.
Did he know that? Did he mention that in the third episode, that he knew that they were wearing Punisher skull tattoos?
I don't think he did. In episode 2, he sees it on the wrist of the one cop.
They show it. They show us.
No,
he sees it.
But remember, he can see.
I know. He can
printed.
pull ink off and everything, and kind of know what's on paper. Yeah.
In episode 3, he hears the cops talking,
and he looks, and he sees it on the neck.
Tattoo on his neck. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
But it's the Punisher tattoo with like bullets in there or something.
Yeah, it's like elongated into like a point.
Yeah, it's not. But I mean, quite.
The guy at the end that shoots White Tiger, though, he is clearly wearing the absolute like, hey everybody, the Punisher just killed this guy.
I guess we're just going right into it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, we're going into it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Have you listened to the Burning Ewok podcast? Have we ever cared? Like, it seems like we only care about like spoiling for each other.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
that's what we do, though.
Come on. Is it important if we spoil it for people who aren't, don't have enough time to go watch shows? Go watch the freaking shows, guys.
Yeah, go watch the show, man.
I put it all in there. I say this is what we're going to talk about. So it's.
And I know.
But anyway, so it's not the Punisher. There's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah. I mean, that was the Punisher. That would have been Punisher in original Spider-Man comics. Because I mean, the Punisher is there to kill Spider-Man. That's his first appearance. Yeah. He's trying to kill Spider-Man because Spider-Man's, done these crimes, and J. Jameson's saying, this guy's, needs to be stopped. So he's a guy going around killing bad guys, thinking Spider-Man is a bad guy. Right. I don't think there's any way the Punisher would think that White Tiger's a bad guy. There's no way. No. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, So, I mean, Frank Castle hates the guys that are wearing the skulls that aren't him, though. Like, that's anti-Punisher in a lot of ways. I mean, it's like Castle's going to kill the crooked cops. That's what he's all about. I don't know how much. But I think you saw the Punisher seasons on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think, fantastic job of doing the Punisher. Absolutely. Yeah. Best Punisher stuff that's ever come out.
Yeah. The guy that kills White Tiger, right? I think you're supposed to know that is the cop with the tattoo on the side of his neck. Because he's got like the same build, that's like that long neck, skinny head kind of look to him. In the shadow there, I bet if I'm sure there's Reddit sleuths out there that are freeze framing that and kind of comparing it, but I think you're kind of given the thought that guy sitting in the courtroom is the guy that's going to go after him when he gets out, right? And I think ultimately there's going to be some sort of an article written or something that says it's the Punisher, and then Matt's going to go looking for him, and he's going to come out of hiding, and then they're going to team up to take down Fisk at the end of the season. I think right now that's it.
I love it. No, this is what I've wanted forever. This is like cool. I just wish Sony would have let him have Spider-Man and bring in some other guys, but whatever. So, I was sad that White Tiger got killed that quick, but White Tiger comes back. The amulet goes to somebody else that's also in the comics.
So can I go back though to the original series?
Okay.
The original series had 3 seasons, and then it went into the rest of the Defenders seasons, right? Mm-hmm. There were supposed to be 2 more seasons. All right. So there were supposed to be 2 more seasons. Season 4 was a new villain after what is it, the White Claw or whatever, that whole
the hand.
Bring the hand after bringing back the god and everything. There was a new villain that was supposed to come back, and then season 5 was focusing back on Fisk as Fisk maneuvers behind the scenes of this other villain. So there easily could be another villain waiting in this season. We may not get that showdown with Fisk this year. They could be saving that for another season.
They're already filming season 2 right now. They just started this last couple weeks. So
that's great news. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mean I don't know. I'm just gonna enjoy what I got, and I'm just be hopeful that they're doing it right. I mean, we're gonna see more Bullseye at some point, is my guess this season. They're gonna get him out of jail because he's to stop Daredevil, because you're gonna have to have those street level villains also fighting. I just don't know which ones they have the rights to use. That because the White Tiger was a Daredevil villain, but also or not villain, character, but came out originally in Black Panther, so never really like a Spider-Man one. Like I don't know how all that works because even there's a lot of crossover in those villains. So I don't know. I don't know. It'd be cool. I'm really liking the Fisk dynamic with his whole relationship with his wife and how he's like they're going to a couples counseling because she's got this job that she was doing and now he's come in and kind of screwing it up for her, and her job was like being a kingpin, being the crime lord, and of course it was, to me, that's very funny.
Well, I said to my wife, I'm like, all right, what does she need? She ran this huge criminal organization.
Vanessa.
Well, now she doesn't have to run it anymore. She's the mayor, so they're still living high out, the high society life. What the hell?
Oh no, but she was totally attracted to like the villainy of it all, though. She's evil as hell.
Well, did you guys not catch on to the whole? She was having an affair with the guy at the table in episode 1 in the beginning.
I didn't catch that.
Irish guy.
I don't know. It was the one at the table, and then when they had the meeting in episode 3, he's the one guy, like the scruffy looking guy with the dark hair, real short cropped. I didn't. He might have been the Irish guy, but he tells her before, like when they're waiting for the couples counseling, they talk about it for like 20 seconds in that dialogue there about you'd think I didn't know that you and him had a thing. Like it's mentioned, they talk about it, and he's like, I think he forgives her there. He's like, because she's like, oh, you were in jail and I didn't know you were coming out.
There was another thing where she asked him not to kill him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is why I usually watch these shows twice before coming on here.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on.
I've been busy, so sorry, audience. I can only spoil the big stuff, not the little minutia. Although there's an Officer Morales in the courtroom that is mentioned by Matt Murdock. Mm-hmm. Officer Morales is possibly Miles Morales' father. Maybe that was a little nudge to Miles Morales, Spider-Man.
Interesting.
I thought the name was familiar as soon as I heard it.
So I thought that was like, maybe that was there. I mean, Morales could be a very common name in New York City, but I thought it was a fun little nudge. It hasn't been the first time. Yeah.
I also really like the BB report, like as a narrative.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. Yeah.
It's so cool. It's how she gets like the feel of what's going on in the city, like the feel, like the heartbeat of the city, basically.
In episode 1, it came on the first time, and I literally got up to go to the bathroom, and I didn't realize. I thought it was an ad.
You thought it was a commercial?
Like, when did we? I thought I had the no ad package. I totally thought it was going to be commercial. Yeah.
I think it feels like the vibe of it feels pretty natural for, a pulse of the city, where you're talking to randos on the street who, they don't spend 8 hours a day scouring the internet, or, they don't care enough, but they just got that feel of what they see, like in the passing and talking to people, which is real. That's how people, a large portion of our populace gets their information, and just or how they think. It's not of concern. So it feels real good. What about, just. There's like some genius writing strokes in there that I've seen. One of which is the giant like sinkhole in the road.
Oh yeah.
And the way Fisk, decides like, oh, I'm going to show everybody how I'm such a man of action, and like that boisterous, soapboxing the politic. I'm going to stand here and make sure this gets done, just to get his popularity up, and the the way that this guy, a convicted felon, is able to be elected and gain power. Oh my God, and then be able to like do these things and show like, oh, see, I do get things done. Look at all the great stuff I can do, and like find the very opportunistic and, and just, also playing the bully where he's got the sandwich. The sandwich scene was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's got that and he's got the picture because he knows, hey, I got you. You've got a kid somewhere else. And I don't know if I took that necessarily as like, hey, I'll expose you or we'll kill him. Because I don't know which way, like which kingpin do we have right now? I mean, like
exactly.
So like right now,
I think it's a good allegory to real life, right? And,
sure.
And when you think about like, we're not a political podcast, so I'm trying to skirt around it the best I can.
I think this is like pretty obvious. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
So
I don't think
how does somebody who seems like they are lacking in the integrity that a higher office should bring, right? How do they seem to pull in people who should be have more integrity and have more honesty and whatnot. And I think the message there with the sandwich thing was this very high, well-regarded police officer, police commissioner, everybody loves him, seems holier than thou art. Well, guess what? Fisk has some dirt on him. He's not as clean as everybody thought. And I think it kind of shows that's how those things can come to be, right? And that's a thought. That's a popular thought on these. Is like, sure. It makes total sense to you as a viewer.
Yeah,
that's how he gets the commissioner to go along with his stuff. But I like the commissioner's line.
This is how Lindsey Graham becomes Lindsey Graham.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got that happening with. It's tough to do without.
But the line from the commissioner, though, to him was great. It was something along the lines of, all right, well, you got me, but you're getting all of me, and you may not like how that turns out for you, right? Yeah. So, I thought that was kind of an interesting take on it, too.
Yeah. And I thought Fisk also, like, at the end, when he's given his perspective on the court case, I felt like he was kind of mending, or at least from his point of view, trying to mend the fences with the police by, saying, well, they put their lives on the line. They don't have to wear masks. They're the real heroes. Mm-hmm. I kind of felt like that. It's totally. But it's a lean. Yeah.
He's gonna use them. He's gonna like weed out the crooked ones. Use those. Get rid of the good ones.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh look. How could they let this guy go? Of course, the court systems, they all suck. Everything's a failure. I should know. I was also wrongfully convicted. He was wrongfully let go. I don't know. It's pretty good show. I'm super happy with it. I'm glad you guys like it too. This is, I think, a lot better than the original series of Daredevil, by the way. I think it hits a little faster. It's tighter. And that's not to say that there isn't a lot of great stuff in those original series. Defenders I can kind of do without, but
the original series, when we're done with this, I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, the whole thing, and I'll probably rewatch Jessica Jones, and I'll probably end up going through all of them again because it was a long time ago, like 12 years ago. And
it was a long time.
I did watch the first 2 episodes of the original series.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're really good. And it's really, but we're still in the origin story.
I love that original costume too. Where he's just got the black one. The black, it's good. It's really good.
And I, it's like there's so many stories crammed in there. The whole Rosario Dawson line, right? Do you remember that she's in it and she's the medic, right? I can't remember what her comic book character is.
She crosses over into every single one of those shows too.
Yeah.
She's the thread between them. I think like, honestly,
she goes to Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and all of them.
Yeah. Daredevil season 1. Pretty good. Daredevil season 2, I think, is next level, and that's the one that introduces Punisher, which was so good that they gave Punisher 2 seasons, which I think are amazing. Those 2 Punisher seasons, but Jessica Jones season 1 might be the best of all of them.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
it's
by
been
far,
a long time. Yeah, because I mean, what's his name? He's one of the Doctor Who's. Oh man, David something. Crap. Anyway.
Yes.
What? David what?
Tennant?
Yes. So David Tennant is the villain, and
he'd be an amazing villain.
Well, he's
his villain is awesome.
Was it Kilgore? I think his name is, and he's
Kilgrave.
Kilgrave is so scary because he's mind control. And how do you stop somebody who can control your mind? And it's just like, and it's so psychological in how he just messes with Jessica Jones and is in her head, and there's nothing she can do, and it's just horrifying, like what he can do and what he does. Highly recommend that. Man, that first season is so good. Yeah, and I think some of the other stuff is good. Yeah, but
in so many good, cast members in that Jessica Jones series too.
Yeah.
So like the friend Trish, and then you got Luke Cage is in there too.
Luke Cage is great. Yeah. And I really liked the first season of Luke Cage. I sadly never finished the second season, and I never watched the second season of Iron Fist. But
yeah, I think the second season of Luke Cage is meant not for us, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. I think there's definitely some cultural things in there that were not, me being
geared to us,
white guy.
Right?
Yeah, it's not geared, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like, and I think some of the pacing was a little slow though too, but I would like to give that one another go, because the guy who plays Luke Cage I think is phenomenal. Yeah, I would love to see that character. Love to see that character come back. Yeah, it would fit right into this show so well.
Yeah, and remember that cast was awesome. He had Mahershala Ali, right, was in it. Mahershala Ali is the his nemesis in that show, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good cast if he's in it.
Yeah.
All right. So Daredevil next episode. Next Tuesday. You're not going to be here, Chuck. So
no, I'm out of town.
And then I'm not here the week after, so we may have to maybe figure out how we're going to talk about it.
I'll just vamp it. I'll just go up and just do one big screen of me looking into it and drooling.
Dance, monkey, dance.
Yeah. No, what I could do is the new Star Wars set came out this week, so I could just talk about all my cards.
DIY how to play the game.
Ooh. You know what we can talk about next week?
Right.
Next week can be the opening day MLB Tokyo Series discussion on Thursday.
Oh, we could do that.
Yeah, there you go.
Because he'll be out. Yeah, we could talk sports.
So, Chuck, do you play Fortnite?
No, I don't.
No, oh man, because they released the Shohei Ohtani skin and weapons and everything, and the animation is legit good. Really cool.
They nailed his swing. Is perfect. That is his swing.
Justin and I were looking at it and oh man, we want to play Fortnite now because it looks sweet.
Never got into it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into Fortnite, but I won't.
I would get my butt kicked by 10-year-olds in it.
Oh yeah, my little kid is so frustrating because he literally jumps nonstop the entire time he's in there, and so it's you're just you're trying to kill a fucking grasshopper the whole time.
It's like I said, they love games with glitches. We we try to make all these games as realistic as possible and everything.
Yeah.
And then you get this little idiot jumping around everywhere. It's that's not realistic. That was not the intention of this game. They don't care. No one cares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
anything
else to talk about tonight, guys?
No.
I don't know. I think that's it, man.
No. Yeah. I apologize. I still did not get to Avowed. I just didn't. I did not get to play
you'll
it.
Get to it.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week.
I'm trying to think if I finished anything. I don't think I played any game. I played the Star Wars card game, so I was doing that. I don't think I played any video games. Did a lot of work this week.
Yeah, work sucks.
And then
we got out and played some disc golf.
We did. I did a lot of disc golf this week. Yeah, and I'm hoping to do more tomorrow. Yeah. So Chuck, if you're available tomorrow afternoon,
I'm available all day tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, we should figure something out.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
all right, everybody.
Wrap it up.
We're just scheduling our week plans and posting it on the internet.
Yeah. Peace out. Like, subscribe. Blah 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 blah.
Hit the subscribe button in the corner.
Yes, subscribe.
Hit the bee boo babu. Bye bye.
Yeah. All right. Later.